In Go, a map is a collection of key value pairs. It's like a dictionary in Python or an object in JavaScript. You use maps when you want to store data where each value is associated with a unique key. So in Python, for instance, it is called a dictionary, but in Go, it is called a map. So let's look at a typical example of a Python dictionary over here. Good. Now you see this. This is a typical map in Python, which is a dictionary. So you see it over here. This is the key, and this is the corresponding value that it has. This is the key, another key, and this is the corresponding value. This is a key, and this is a corresponding value. So we use it to store data, we use it to update, store, and all that. So we will look at how it works in Golang. So let's clean it up. This is a dictionary in Python. Let's clean it up. Good. Now let's get started. So first, let's learn how to initiate a map. So let's first initiate our map. So like the same way we initiate a variable and an array, we start with var, and let's give our map name scores. And for map, we will just have to first add the keyword map, then you bring in your brackets, then inside the bracket you specify the data type of the keys. So in our case, it is going to be a string. Then at the outside of the bracket, you specify the data type of the values of those keys. So let's say it will be integer. Then that is it. So this over here is the initialization of our map, which is called score. So the same way there is no content of this will, when we run this will return an empty map containing nothing. So this is how it works. So now let's go straight forward and put in some values and see how it works. Now in creating maps, in putting in the values, there are several ways, and we will look at them one after the other. Now the first method that we will look at is using the make method. So for instance, let's declare our map scores. Then we will use the make method, then we will use the parenthesis. So inside our brackets over here, we will write map. Then the same way we initialize it, the keys will be string, then the values will be integer. Then that is it. Then we can go ahead and inject or append keys and values inside our map. So this is how we do it. So you call the name of the map, then you bring a bracket, then inside it will be our first key. As we indicated over here that it is going to be a string, you bring your quotations, then inside it, let's say John. Then outside of it, you bring equal to, then the value of that key. As we indicated here, it is going to be an integer. So let's say 98. As simple as that. So right now, our scores has only one value and one key. Good. Now let's add another key and a value into our map. Then we can run it to see. So let's call our map. Then inside it, let's add a name James. Then let's give it a key of 77. Now let's print it on the console to see how that works. Good. Now let's print it to see. Good. Now we see it over here. Our map is printed out on the console. James is 77 and John is 98. We see that. Good. So the make method over here is one way we use to actually create a map. So when we bring the make and put the map and the string inside it, then we can go ahead and add the values and the keys and the values inside it, and they will be stored in that variable scores as a map. Good. Now let's look at another way to also create a map, which is the map literals. Let's look at that one too and see how that one also work. Now let's declare it the same scores. Let's remove our make method, and now at the end of it, at the end of the integer, we bring our curly braces, then inside it we will declare our keys and the values. So let's say inside here the key is always string, so John, then we will bring a colon, then we add the values, also the 99, for example. Then after that, you don't forget to bring your comma. Good. Then you proceed, and let's say Alice, and the same way we bring our colon, then let's say 45. Then also don't forget to bring your comma. Good. Then that is it. Let's say Bob, let's include this. Okay, so Bob 78. Good. Now we have three keys here, three with corresponding values for those keys. Now let's print it on the console over here, and now let's run our program to see. Good. Now you see it over here: Alice 45, Bob 78, and John 90. Now good. Now we see it over here. Even though we declared or we added Bob last and Alice is second, when we print it out, Alice is first because Go compiler automatically arrange them in alphabetical order. That is how we see it over here. And John is last with the 99. Good. Now, if we are declaring or initializing an empty map, straight away you don't add anything inside it. So after the integer, you just add your empty curly braces, and when you run your program, you will get an empty map. Good. We see it over here, an empty map. So this is how you also initialize an empty map. In this case, you can go ahead and in your program create values for the map. So this is actually useful when you want to start with an empty map but skip using the make method. Now let's look at accessing and modifying maps. Good. Accessing and modifying maps. Now let's bring our values back over here, and if we want to access a specific key and its value, how do we do it in our program? Good. So with this one, we just printed all the values in the map, but how if we want to access a specific key? So in our print line, we just add the specific key that we want to access. So we bring our bracket, then inside it we enter the specific key that we want to access. So if let's say John, then if we enter John inside it and print on the console, we are going to see only John's value that is printed over here. You see 99. So that is it. The same way with the rest. If you want to access a specific key, a specific value for a specific key, you just add it inside it like that. Now, after declaring your map like this, what if along the way we want to add to that map? We don't have to necessarily come inside the map to add it, but you can actually add it like this, append it like this. you just add it, and let's say Abraham, then you the same way, let's say 88, and when we print it, it will be added to it. Let's look at it. Good. Now we see it over here. Now Abraham is added to the map, then Alice comes, then Bob, then John. That is it. Now what if we want to also delete from the map that we have created? In the same way, we can just add the keyword in Go, delete, then we bring our bracket, then inside it we will just enter scores, the name of the map that we want to delete, then we bring our comma, then we specify the key that we want to delete from it. So in our case, let's say Bob, then let's look at it and print it and see if the Bob is deleted from the scores. Let's print it now. Now you see, good. Abraham is here, Alice is here, John is here, Bob is not here because we have used the delete keyword to delete Bob from the map. Good. Now this is the very basics of map in Golang. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment if you have any question, and I will surely answer and reply. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.